This is Slasher here at BlizzCon 2016. I'm here with Timo, the aimbot Taimou from Envious. Also playing with Team Finland, who unfortunately was just knocked out of the tournament by Russia 2-1. Taimou, are you disappointed with your performance?
I'm not disappointed in our team's performance. It's mostly mine. Yeah.
Do you feel like you didn't play as well as you should have?
I mean, I always play consistent in a way, but still, I could have played better. Yeah. That's why I literally always think, like, when we lose, I always think, like, I should be better myself. Like, those 3 McCree shots in that fight, if I would have hit those, I would have won. Yeah.
I mean, Russia is a very strong team. Shadowburn has been putting on a really good show. Also, as we mentioned a little bit before our interview, you guys are playing a lot around Himsy and Roadhog. And when you have unfixed on May, you did make it kind of difficult for yourself to play on those type of comps.
Yeah, I guess, like, Himsy is the best Roadhog in the game, but when he gets, like, full countered, and then I can't really, like, I don't really know what to play myself. So I'm like, yeah, McCree's okay, but I get countered by May again, and the Genji again. But if they didn't have May, it would be so easy, but it's like, I don't know.
Well, as it's looking right now, we have Sweden down again against Korea 1-0. Could be Korea and Russia in the finals. Does it make you feel better that if you're not there, at least Sweden is not either?
I mean, we have to face Sweden in the 3rd place game, so I'm kind of like the Nordic rivalry, but, you know, if we lose to Sweden, I'm going to feel real bad.
Well, this is actually your first BlizzCon, right? I think for many people here, especially from someone, I'm from the Quake community originally. I've actually been to every single BlizzCon because I'm also a Blizzard person. But for a lot of the like TF2 players that I talk to and other FPS people, this is their first ever BlizzCon. How do you feel about being here in a different type of environment?
I mean, I've always loved BlizzCon. I've always watched BlizzCon, like virtual ticket and whatnot, and I always loved the, like, it's so big, it's amazing. I love Blizzard too, but I mean, now that being here for Overwatch, it's been pretty cool.
I mean, how has it been for you to go back to see yourself in Team Fortress 2 playing in the EU TFL leagues, and now you're on the main stage and in front of thousands of fans at BlizzCon?
Right, so I don't think TF2, I never took it like super seriously, because there was no money. It was just like game you wanted to play competitively, just because, like, I mean, it's been a really long journey, I'd say. It's been a real hard, rocky path to come here, but I'm really enjoying it.
You know, speaking of the future, there have been several announcements made so far at BlizzCon this weekend. First of all, I think the biggest one is the Overwatch League to be coming next year. It's been rumored for many months, up until January of the year, but it's now coming finally to fruition, including a combine, dedicated player salaries, and most interestingly enough, the city-based version of teams. What are your initial thoughts of the announcement?
So, like, I don't know every detail, and there's not that many details anyway. So, I just don't like the fact that I might have to leave my team and join, like, random players from, like play for money and try to make a team out of complete random people. I don't like that.
Now, I'll put a question to you, though. There's been a lot of discussion since the announcement came out. It seems like salaries will be pretty high for the best players in the game. I will say that I do put you as one of those best players in the game. Now, if you can get a very large salary in this new system where you can become a free agent and go to a different team, does that change your mind or the way that you feel about it?
No. Even if I got triple what I get right now, I would definitely still not do it. No. I don't like it.
What do you think about the city representation? Does that interest you at all, or is that, again, not part of something you're really keen for?
I mean, it's okay, but just, like, let the teams have their own players, you know? That's what I think.
Okay, so if you could keep the same players, would the city thing be not such a big deal?
No, it wouldn't. I would still, like, we would be the Charlotte, envious Charlotte or some of them. I don't know.
Is there any city that you would like to play for? North American or European?
Helsinki, Finland.
Would you want to get, if let's say that the Nordic countries each had their own teams, would you want to go to a Finnish team?
I mean, being in a Finnish team is like a lot better than playing with complete randoms. You know, I know everybody from the Finnish scene, so I mean, it would be better in a way. But I would still, 100%, I would still favor playing with Envious.
So we'll see more details as the league, comes out more, and we'll see what happens. The other big announcement was Sombra, finally Blizzard making it real, coming up with BlizzCon. Now, I know you haven't gotten a chance to replay it a whole lot, but some interesting parts of her kit, I would say. What do you think? Initial thoughts?
I like the hacking. I like the EMP too, like removing shields. It makes for really interesting like combos. You can do like, you don't even have to run McCree anymore. Like, why would you? And then I don't like the invisibility is the one I don't like. I mean, I've never been a fan of the spell or skill, whatever. And then having an invisibility in an FPS game, I mean, it can be good. I haven't tried it, so I can't really comment on that.
I was watching the developer panels, and they seem pretty keen on liking invisibility in this game. I mean, we all have to get a lot more playtime in with a hero, but do you think this could be a big mistake?
I mean, they're going to nerf it if it's overpowered, so that I'm fine with.
Well, Anna's been unchanged for like 4 months now. How sure are you that they're going to nerf it?
I trust Blizzard 100%.
Well, that's good. That's good that we all have a little bit of faith in there. One of the big things of the World Cup from this weekend is that you've gotten to see Korea has a favored chance of winning the whole tournament. You've been playing in OGN. You're going back over to Korea after this is over. I mean, not more than 6 months ago, me, myself included, did not really give the Asian scene a chance of being the best players in the world. Has that changed, and how has that changed so quickly?
I think it's only the Western teams at some point. Nobody after the beta, when people wanted to get sponsored by teams, right? So I think most of the teams just didn't care about the game that much. And then Koreans, they have been playing 60 hours a week all the time. They have 6 hour scrim schedule 6 times a week, and then they play insane amount of solo queue. And the solo queue players, because the best players are playing the solo queue all the time, you're going to have real good games all the time, and that's why they get better super fast.
I mean, yourself and Rogue still have a pretty good shot of winning OG. You don't think so?
No, I'm not in Rogue.
No, I said yourselves and Rogue each have, I think, still a pretty decent shot of winning OGN, but how close is it right now, do you feel?
I think we're still catching up. I think Lunatic High is better than us right now, and we're better than every other Korean team, but I'd say Rogue is still the best team in the world right now. And I think Rogue has the best chance to win, and then if he can overcome some problems in Envious, team comms are being really messy right now, if he can fix those, I think we have a real good chance.
I mean, as you've been able to play in OGN, and you've been able to scrim the Korean team here quite often for World Cup, what is something that you've noticed a lot from those teams compared to the North American and European teams?
Korean teams, they're really organized, I would say. They have multiple coaches, they have multiple analysts, they might have 6 guys spectating their games, and having a camera on every single one on their team. It's they get so much better in a set of 2 scrims, 2 hours of scrims. They just point out their own mistakes, they fix them instantly. You make a wrong move at some point, they punish you for it. It's insane.
Now, you're a very outspoken player, I would say, from myself knowing you. What do you feel about the state of the game that is Overwatch right now? From the balance to how the heroes and their kits to the maps, do you feel like it's in a pretty good state, or are there things that you think that should be looked at?
I think the state of the game is pretty balanced in a way. You can play different comps, but I think Anna is overpowered, for real. I think
even on the PTR nerf?
I haven't tested her on the PTR, but I think she's I can't even remember what's like now from the PTO.
The speed, no more speed for the ult.
So I think that's enough. If they take the speed out of the ult, that's going to be fine. She's going to be real good. She's still going to be super strong, but she won't be like 100% pick. That's what I think.
So there's a new map, going to make the map pool now 14. We could have a 15th one coming soon. Do you think this is too many teams to practice?
Yes, definitely. I think if they do their Overwatch League right, they're going to have a set, like maybe 10 maps at maximum that rotate from month to month or anything like this. So you don't have to like practice all the maps all the time, because it's way too hard for a team to play all 14 or now 15 maps to like have set tactics to every point. Like right now in Envious, we've been playing the game for so long, so we definitely have like set compositions, set strategies. Against this team, we're gonna do this. But if you need to do that, like all the time against new teams, new maps, it's not gonna work. I don't think so. I think they need to like set up a set amount of maps which you're gonna play in the league.
At BlizzCon and at OGN, the rules have been you have to play at least one map per game mode. What do you think about that rule compared to the traditional map bans that we've had in the past?
I mean, it opens up for some teams, some strategy for some like other teams that, like for us, like the West didn't play 2CP like at all for a real long time, and I think that hurt us for a while. And I think even though the maps aren't that balanced in a way, because in 2CP, like Anubis for example, when you push the last point, you have to get a real clean fight without your Ana or your Reinhardt or people like this dying in the push, because then they're just gonna like respawn and like kill you. So I think the map balance, I don't know how you would fix them though. Like I have no idea. I'm not a game developer, I'm just a gamer. I just want to play this game.
Now, speaking of which, and as my last question, early on in the beta, you gained a reputation. Everyone called you a cheater. I thought you were an aimbot and you were hacking online. And then since then, you've proven at many lands that, well, we don't know, but that is not possible, and you are for real. What do you think about the transformation, about the perception of you from the early beta to now?
Like I never really care. Like I think take it as a compliment of like being called a cheater, but when it goes to absurd like amounts of like getting accused and stuff, and then I want to be a friend to everybody, kind of, but then I realized at some point that's a naive way of thinking, so I can't please everybody. But I like the way of changing perspective, like people respecting my play, so I enjoyed that a lot.
Well, as someone who's seen you from the early days until now, I think there's no denying Taimou the superstar going forward.
I wouldn't call myself a superstar. Like I would definitely say I'm a good player, but I will never say I'm the best before I win a big LAN tournament.
That has been something that has been lobbied against you by some other players and other teams, that you have not won a big LAN yet. Do you think that is going to be the main thing that people will have over you until you do that?
Yeah, probably. Like, I don't really care. I mean, I just want to play. I just want to have a good time, like make some friends and stuff like this. But like winning is the most important thing, and so it's a big stain in my reputation for not winning a LAN. So I want to clear it,
Well, you get to go back to OGN in just a little bit and prove you can win a LAN and you can beat the Koreans all at the same time. Plus, you got to go through Rogue, so you have your chance. This is Slasher here at BlizzCon 2016. Stay tuned to Yahoo and Esports for coverage all weekend long.